Hey, Chris Baker here, back with the final installment to my 2002 interview with Mark Hamill. The first time he talked about Wolverine, the second time he talked about comic books, now he's going to talk about the Joker. These 3 YouTube videos are probably, I'd say undoubtedly, the most important trilogy that Mark Hamill has ever taken part in, but now it must come to a close. Enjoy.
Jingle bells, Batman smelt, Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile lost the wheel, and the Joker got away.
And you know what's funny, too, is when I get into the head of the Joker, really, I mean, I'm not method like I think I'm the Joker, believe me. But what I'm saying is when I really try and go to a place where I totally understand his motivations, I think of Batman as the guy that's insane. I'm brilliant. I have first of all, I have a wonderful sense of humor. Yes, I'm a criminal, but what I'm giving you for value for money is the fact that I rip you off, but, you know, I'm entertaining, I would say. And I would think that Batman's a psycho in a mask that's, you know, fighting for self-aggrandizing reasons, and that he's just a pain in the ass. That I can never quite get past him. I mean, I go back to the Moriarty-Sherlock Holmes rivalry. They had almost a respect for one another because, you know, it's like, I hate you and I want to defeat you, but I respect your abilities kind of a relationship.
His advantage, my injury. My advantage, his rage.
One of my friends, I put in air quotes because, you know, leave it to your buddies to get you all on edge, but he called me up the night before the first recording for Batman. And he goes, boy, Cat, I really admire you. Got some real balls. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, well, I wouldn't want to follow Jack Nicholson in any part. And I went, yeah, why did you say it? I didn't even think of that. And now I'm all freaked out thinking, I mean, are they going to want me to have that kind of inflection or what? And as it turned out, I mean, it said at the top of the copy when we auditioned, don't think Nicholson, which I thought, whew, that's a relief. I mean, I would go back to Billy West. Not only is it difficult to sound like a character everyone's heard for many, many years, but, you know, you're so micromanaged because everybody's an expert on it.
What a day.
Even with Joker, it's a certain version of him. It's not the killing joke, homicidal Joker. I mean, they want him to be scary, but it's their standards and practices. There's the, you know, the censors. There's parents wanting their children not to be frightened at 4 in the afternoon or wherever they put this thing on. I think really what I should do for my final Joker is like a book on tape of maybe the killing joke or something. Well, that's because, I mean, I'd love to do a real freaky version of him too, but like I say, you work with the hand that you're dealt. With this Wolverine project, it's much closer to what the comic books are like because they don't have to vent it past, you know, this network or that president or, you know, there was that terrible thing that happened with the Return of the Joker where, you know, we have the head of Warner Brothers 2 weeks before it's premiering looking at it going, I can't advertise this on my network. You know, it wasn't even meant for her network. It was meant for direct-to-video, and plus storyboards were on her desk for 2.5 years. Mm-hmm. And only then did she, I guess it was post-Columbine, everybody was really sensitive. Yeah. But for comic book fans, I mean, I'm talking about real people that really read the books as opposed to just watching the cartoons. It's not unusual to have the Joker kidnap, you know, and even bring Robin over to his side with the face and the you know, the grimace, and I guess it was a child pointing the gun because our Robin is more like the comic book Robin. He's more, I mean, between 14 and 17 or something, truly a high school student, as opposed to the grown-up, you know, Chris O'Donnell kind of movie take. And I guess that is disturbing to see a little boy there with a big Joker grin holding the gun. But, I mean, to comic book fans, we've seen it a million times, and we're not scared, and we're not worried that Robin's going to kill Batman. I mean, come on. But, you know, that's the waters you serve.
Yeah, they've since re-released the full version of that, right?
Oh, good.
Yeah,
well, everybody was so good. It was funny going in to revoice it because everybody was so upset about it. You know, the writer, Paul Dini, was upset, and Andrea Romano was directing. She wasn't happy about it. Bruce Timm wasn't happy about it. And everybody was so glum. I said, well, how about if I just do it and really just voice it really poorly? I didn't use that word. If I do a real job. laugh because, I mean, obviously we still want to do the best we can.
Do it! That's not funny. That's not...
Actually, I know one more thing I want to ask you. Say, like, the Joker inexplicably got sucked into some sort of vortex, and he landed in the X-Mansion in front of Wolverine. Can you, like, give me a sample of the dialogue of what happens between the Joker and Wolverine there?
Wow, that's really put me on the spot. I think the Joker would find mutants quite challenging. Not like that, man. I think actually Joker would be really turned on by the whole idea of mutants.
Yeah?
You know, sure. And again, we're talking about that gray area where in the Marvel universe, you know, see, he's so clearly cut a villain. Mm-hmm. In the DC universe, but there might be a place for him, you know what I mean? Especially at the Mutant University. Yeah.
So yeah, you heard correctly. I had a nice, ridiculous question from Mark Hamill, and he partially answered it in the Joker voice. Mind you, he was like right here, to me, right here. It was pretty awesome. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this whole series. I really loved putting it together. It's probably my favorite thing I've done with video, and it's going to take a lot to top it because this was a very fun day of my life that I will always treasure. And if you should feel the urge to subscribe to this channel, I would treasure that too. Not quite as much as a day in a sound booth with Mark Hamill. That kind of tops it, to be honest. I like you, but that tops it. I'll see you guys next time. Watch some videos, subscribe. Talk to you later. Bye.